What's up, y'all? I wanna pick up where I left off at on my last video. Um, about the financial injury, about the mistakes of buying and financing a car. Back in the days, my dad, he used to, things were cheaper back then. My dad he worked in construction as a foreman, so he made a substantial amount of good money. So what I mean by good money, we talking $1,200 to $1,500 a week. In the 80s, 70s and 80s, so it was a pretty good wage for a black man working construction, and he wasn't doing nothing but just running the crew. So really and truly pointing the fingers, make sure that they doing their job, and but yeah, made some pretty good money. So he would always buy his car. Like back then, I don't think they even had a such thing as financing. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I don't even know back in the 80s if you could finance a car. I mean, maybe you could. I mean, I don't know. But I ain't know nothing about financing until late 90s, to be honest, when I was gonna finance my first vehicle, which was a Dodge Dynasty. I mean, but anyway, most of all my cars I paid cash too, like $1,500 to $2,000. You got a fairly real good nice car back then. Now, man, you get a car for $2,000, it might have a zillion miles on it. Zillion miles, been wrecked before, all 10 owners. It's not gonna be nothing good when you're spending that kind of money unless you really find a diamond, which is really hard to find diamond when everybody is selling you cubic zirconia. Just saying. So, but back in them days, man, my dad owned like 3 cars at the same time. I was fascinated by that. I'm like, wow. He just had a car in the yard, went and bought another car, already had another car. I'm like, wow, man, 3 cars at one time. I felt like my dad was rich. That's what it seemed like. He definitely had it going on. That's for sure. So, and taking care of 6 kids, man. That's all that on one salary like that. Cause my mom, she worked, but she really was what they call she was like a real housewife. Like, she really took care of us and helped us a lot. So she really was, but she did help him whenever he fell short. So my mom would take the slack over a little bit and help him, you know what I mean, like financially wise. But she was mostly, he mostly had her being a housewife basically the whole time, which was, I was like, wow, that's a long time to carry a torch. And I tried to carry that torch like he did, but I fell victim to people all in my head telling me what that's a mistake, I shouldn't be doing that. And nah, I'm divorced. I listened to what people were saying, but I'm not gonna get off the subject. But yeah, buying a car back in the days, man, it was, you really had a real car then. Now financing, and now it's getting even worse for us with that, because you could finance a piece of junk, like, and break down on you, and your motor when it went out, and you can't do nothing with it, but you still gotta pay for it even though it broke down on you, which is not right at all. That's why I say, if you can help it, man, don't finance a car. Try to buy your car cash, so you don't have to be worried. You don't have to worry about being stuck with a note, especially if the car breaks down on you, because they definitely not building cars like they used to build cars. So yeah,